Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
Yeah, if we can just get the live out there, if we can get people in who maybe don't know that it's on, and see if we can't help some people and get Marie, get everybody a bit more educated on. Good for you, Abigail. Get people a bit more educated on some mental health conditions. I think that would be a good thing. Given all the what's it that's been going on around the app recently, which has not been great, let's face it. Lots of the N-word, lots of chat about graping, yeah, just a whole heap of the smelly stuff. And I think if we can do some good today, that would put the balance slightly back in our favour on this non-drama side of TikTok. Us being on the side of helping people. We like to do that over here. We like to help people. But yeah, that would be great. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm sick to death of hearing all the negative stuff, not gonna lie. Sick to death of all the boxes open with people shouting over each other. Can't hear a flipping thing anyone's saying, so what's the point? Good evening, Satan's son. So, I think if we can get people to, you know, find us, let's say, because it does amaze me. It does amaze me. If I'm not prepared to have a rant, then my viewing figures drop. Hi, Mama Blaze. You alright, Inspector? Absolutely nothing. Nothing to see here whatsoever. Just want to get a positive live out there, do a little bit of educating on some mental health conditions, do a little bit of supporting. Hi, Squeaky. A little bit of supporting people, hopefully making some connections as well, so that people don't necessarily feel alone, which some of these conditions can leave you feeling quite frankly. And we don't like that. We like people to feel supported. Hey Spencer, thank you Gillian, darling. So I thought we'd do this live because the autism and ADHD one was really good. And I think I learnt stuff. Good evening, Gillian. I learnt stuff, and I think that we brought some people together. Thank you, Andrea. We brought some people together, shared out some information. No, don't apologise, darling. No, don't apologise. Oh, you alright, Flick, love? Oh, Mama Blaze. Are you alright, Flick? Are you... Oh, toes. Oh, they sore. Ouch. I will get the boxes open, but I'm going to put timers on it so that lots of people can have their say. Oh, sweetheart. Hiya, Jazza. So that people can have their say, but we don't sort of... I'm good tonight, Gemma, thank you. How are you? But just so that we don't have... because I can be that sort of person that takes over the chat completely. So if we have timers on them, we give people equal, you know, to say their piece, share what they want to share, and hopefully gain some support from the community. You got to get on a bus tomorrow. Is that not your favourite thing? No, it's not mine either, darling. But you'll do good. You'll do good. I have every faith in you. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Oh no, what's wrong with your head? Oh lordy. Oh good grief. Hey, spill the tea, how are you? course you will, Inspector. And you will come and you will tell me all about it and how absolutely marvellous you were. Thank you, Abigail, and you will let me know that you were brilliant. Oh, sweetheart. Listen, if you need anything, hey Claire, if you need anything, love, don't feel you've got to stay. That's number one. And number two, message me if you need anything, okay? I have no issue with you popping in and popping off. If you don't want to stay, it's absolutely fine. Hang on. Oh yeah, Claire, got to secure my place. Wow, Inspector, that's brilliant. Go you. That's alright, Cubster, I'll let you off. I peopled today. I'm in recovery at the moment. I don't people. Especially when they're in vehicles. I don't do people. That's alright, Flick, my love, I've got you. I understand. Yeah, so tonight's live is going to be about borderline personality disorder, bipolar, PTSD and CPTSD, because I think there are a lot of misconceptions about mental health. Thank you, NJ. Oh, hiya, honey, you alright? There's a lot of misconceptions about mental health, and I think sometimes when you hear borderline personality disorder or emotionally unstable disorder, which is the other name it's called. Hiya, Donna. Hi, Nessa. I think people get the wrong idea, and I think people can be scared off by those terms. Yeah, Gemma. Yeah, bless your heart. Thank you, Nessa. I really do think people can be scared, and there's no need to be. And I also think it's another one of those that's quite difficult to... Oh, bless you, Inspector, you will be. It's another one of those that's quite difficult to diagnose. I think it takes a few conversations with mental health teams to get it diagnosed, and I think that absolutely, Flick, that's the other thing. Oh, bless you, Cubster. Yeah, I think that I've learnt a couple of things. Oh, bless you, Gillian. I have PTSD, but if it was on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd register at 2. It's really not that massive. It's only affected me once in the last 15, 20 years. Hey, Mama, you alright, darling? Yeah, I think if people had a little bit more... do you know what I think? Information is power. That I always think information is power. The more you know about something, the less frightening it is, right? So, exactly, Cubster, that's the other thing. Really, Inspector. Yeah, that's a scary thing in itself, my love. Thank you, Chantel. That's a scary thing. Going from what you know to what you don't know. Are you all right, love? But yeah, I think knowledge is power. I like information. If someone tells me I have something, I Google it to death, and then I know. So I'm good. It's what the way my brain works is that. Some people it works the opposite way. The more they know, the less they understand, if that makes sense. But for me, it's all about knowing. Oh, bless your heart, Mama. But I think it's really important to discuss it, actually. I think it's really important to discuss it. And I want to do another live about schizophrenia at a later date, because I think, again, we can be so scared. Yeah. We can be so scared of the term, and because of news media, we can sometimes think, schizophrenic equals dangerous person, and that's not the case. Yeah? So, there are differences between bipolar and borderline personality disorder. One of them being that BPD is often diagnosed as the result of a trauma. Okay? Exactly, Foxy. Exactly. And you know what? It puts people off going to get a diagnosis because they think they're going to be labelled crazy. And it's not the case. It's not the case. So borderline personality disorder is often diagnosed because of a trauma. Normally a childhood trauma, but not necessarily. Bipolar tends to be more genetic. So if you have bipolar in your family, there's a predisposition to it, but that doesn't mean you'll get it necessarily. PTSD and CPTSD are what you imagine them to be. They are the same as what veterans suffer from, but they have different triggers. Everybody's different. There'll be different triggers, different things that, you know, like we imagine fireworks for a veteran, probably going to trigger a PTSD episode. Again, any trauma that someone's been through, there are triggers. Certain sounds, certain smells, the feel of certain material, could be anything that you associate with what happened. So I think it's between 0.7 and 0.2% of people in the UK are diagnosed with BPD. And it's mainly women. Now, it's only mainly women because women are more likely to go and seek help. So I don't know, but I have a feeling it's underdiagnosed in men, actually. Because as we all know, men can suffer from trauma. Men can go through just the same stuff. But they are often less willing or able to go and get help, right? Hence, men's rates are higher than women's. So I think it's underdiagnosed in men. That's my personal opinion. But it's not. It's, first of all, it's livable with. Okay. Second of all, it's not. It's a different way of running your life. Yeah, Flick, I totally agree with that. Because BPD can present itself in kind of unregulated emotions, I guess is what you'd call it. So you can, your emotional response to something is often extreme. But, and in men that can definitely present as anger, yeah. And unfortunately, in both men and women, outside substances can be used to control it. So, I think that the more we talk about this stuff... Sorry. Oh, bless your heart, Kirsty. Bless your heart. Yeah, Foxy. Yeah. It's unregulated emotion, isn't it? And it's to do with... It's to do with having to have dealt with something so horrendous that it affects your brain development quite literally. So it's not your fault. Do you understand? It's nothing you've done. It's nothing you could have avoided. It's nothing you could have stopped or prevented. Same as whatever trauma has caused it. You are not at fault. And there are many, many ways of dealing with it. You're welcome, Kirsty, love. There's many ways of dealing with it. Some of it is through medication. Some of it is through Exactly, Foxy. Thank you. I will get you up shortly, lovely. Some of it's dealt with different types of therapy. It just depends on, you know, what works for you. And it'll take time to find out what works for you. But I definitely want to put it out there, and I need people to understand it's not, thank you, Cubster, it's not your fault. Right? It's not your fault. You were damaged as a child, and that's bled into being an adult, and that none of this is your fault. Right? So what we're trying to do here is educate people to understand that it doesn't mean you're nuts. It doesn't mean you're unstable. It doesn't mean you can't live, I hate this word, but a normal life. You can, you know, there's nothing stopping you. Sky's the limit, right? As long as you've got the right support, be it rugs or therapy or friends that get it, friends that know how to calm you down and bring you back down. But understand, please, it's not your fault. Mental health is there's so much blame that goes around. Like, for instance, people who are depressed, right? And there is a massive difference between being diagnosed with depression and feeling a bit depressed. That's not a thing. Sorry. That really winds me up. That's like saying, I think I've got a little bit of flu. No. You've either got flu or you don't, right? What you have is a cold. That lessens depression for me, and depression is very real, right? This one I can speak on. So you're not a little bit depressed, you're depressed. And one of the things a person with depression will do, especially when they're having a bad day, is blame themselves. They'll either blame themselves for, oh, bless your heart, Gemma. They'll blame themselves for feeling bad. They'll blame themselves for not being able to feel better, pull themselves out of it. They will quite often say we will say to ourselves what somebody who has never experienced depression will say to us. Pull yourself together, snap out of it. You've got no reason to be depressed. Look at you. You've got a good life, blah, blah, you know, all the usual rubbish that people trot out. So, and it's not our fault that we're depressed. Nobody chooses to have a mental health issue. Not a one. Thank you, Sarah. Nobody... yeah, I know, Flick. I know exactly where you are. Been there last week. Nobody chooses it. Nobody wants it. If we could all say, I have wonderful mental health, we would. It's not an excuse, which is why when other people come on to this lovely app and say, my mental health is bad, and use it as a reason for poor behaviour, those of us who have poor mental health sit in the corner raging, because it's not an excuse for poor behaviour. We're all adults, right? But when your mental health is bad, you still know right from wrong. You still know right from wrong. You still understand that there are things you don't say and there are things you don't do. And most of us with poor mental health, and this is not everybody, this is some of us, I can only speak for myself, we take ourselves away. We withdraw. We go and sit in the corner somewhere quietly. We don't want to interact with anybody. We don't want to speak to anybody, see anybody, or hear anybody, right? So when there are people saying their mental health is bad, that's why they said this or did that or whatever else they trot out, it angers the rest of us. Because then we know you're lying. And you make us, genuine people, look bad. Okay? Which is why I call you out. I'm not ranting. I promise I'm not ranting, but it's why I called you out. Thank you, Spartan. Right? So, and I will continue to do it. You all know who you are. Thank you, darling. So, don't sit there tonight feeling bad, please. If I talk about something and you think, oh, God, I did that. Or if somebody mentions something and you think, oh, no, how did I not see that? How did I not know that? Don't. This is not to beat yourself up live. This is you're not alone live. Okay? You are not alone, I promise you. So many of us have really, really difficult mental health that we navigate every single day. And we avoid things every single day. So for me, no disrespect to anyone, it's people. People just, I can people for so long and then I'm peopled out. I have to go. I have to leave. I've socialised. I'm done, right? And it's normally after a couple of hours. And I will sometimes feel really bad about that, because if I'm with somebody, if I'm with friends or something and they're not peopled out, but exactly. So I have to go, and I know I have to go because if I stay any longer, I'm going to start getting angry and snappy and I'll start giving off. Don't come near me. It's just going to be a whole uncomfortable thing. So we spend every day navigating life in order to avoid triggering ourselves. We all know, I think, thank you, Recover. I think we all know when we've hit our limit. We all know where that point is, where just one more thing's going to tip the balance, you know. Good evening, you all right? Thank you, Anne. So yeah, this is not a beat yourself up live. This is an educational live where we're all going to sit here and we're all going to say, thank you, Flip, thank you, Tracy. That we can all sit and say, yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, I have days like that, right? So people who are a lot more knowledgeable than me are going to come up in the boxes very shortly and, oh, thank you, and talk about what they've been through. I can talk about PTSD in tiny letters, not. So for me, happened in my first marriage, not going to go into it, but I have triggers which are easily avoided for me personally. But I don't like loud, sudden noises. That doesn't necessarily trigger me, but it does activate my fight or flight mode, right? So I have to sit. No, I know, Flick, don't worry. I have to sit and breathe through it because I have to fight the flight or fight mode, which is exhausting, and it's automatic. I haven't learned how to switch it off, and because it's a sudden noise and I'm not expecting it, or if somebody is in a mood, right, it could be anybody, for some reason I can pick up on it really easily and in the nanosecond decide it's probably something I've done, even if I haven't spoken to them that day. And I quite often, thank you, Nan, I quite often will sit there and think, well, it was obviously me. I obviously did something to upset somebody because they're not speaking. Or, yeah, Flick, I think that's part of it. Do you know, I genuinely think that's part of it. You go ahead and ask, my darling. Yeah, Mr. Alex, yeah. Yeah, Cubster, I do. I think a lot of us do. A lot of us have become so hypersensitive and hyper aware of other people's moods that, and because we've been, maybe as a younger person, we've been told that well, that's your fault. I'm in a mood because of that. You know? Yeah, squeaky. We're conditioned to think it's something we've done. So, and because if you get angry over small things. Oh, yeah, Inspector, yeah. I have stayed calm through some of the worst things I've been through, and it will take the tiniest thing, like a glass being left in a room it shouldn't be in, and I'm gone. Through the roof. I'm going back 20 years, but through the roof. Because I can't, because I've worked so hard to keep a lid on stuff and be, you know, be that calm person and be that mother figure and help everybody else, that it's taken just that tiny little thing for me to lose the plot completely. So yes, I'm like Mr. Alex. My triggers are not common, so I don't suffer with the whole smells or anything. Loud noises does it for me. Sudden loud noises, or if I hear an argument, that's another one. If I hear another argument between two adults, and it is always two adults, not two children, or an adult or a child. That's two adults. If I hear raised voices, fight or flight straight away. Yeah. Exactly, Flick. Yeah. Exactly, Amber. See, we all have them. So I am very careful to. It's really weird. Do you know what? It's so strange. I can't wait to talk to some of you. I am one of the most. If I think you've done something wrong, I'm calling you out, right? I'm taking you on. I'm not taking any, you know. But I hate confrontation. I think it's a control thing, you know. I think that might be a control thing because I'm in control of it, so I'm okay. Oh, bless you. So because I'm in control of it, it's all right. It's when it's sudden and I'm not in control of it that I can't deal at all. Oh, bless your heart, Lisa. That's a lot, lovely. That's a lot. Yes, Mr. Alex, I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, we do pick up on stuff, Inspector. I think sometimes as people with differing mental health, I think quite often we become empaths. Oh, bless your heart, Lisa. Are you recovering, lovely? But I do think we become empaths because I think we become because we've had to spend our time making sure we're not in any trouble, we're not in the way, you know, we're not doing something that's going to upset somebody. We become so aware of other people's behaviour that we become empaths. No worries, Cubster. You take it easy. Do you hear me? Take it easy. Oh, bless your heart, Lisa. Flick, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Love to you as well, my darling. Oh, Mr. Alex, you are so right. You are so right. If they haven't been through it, they don't get it. I can't emphasize that enough. If a therapist has not been through a mental health crisis of some description, they don't get it. If they read it in books, they don't get it. Exactly that. I had the most wonderful psychotherapist who had been through an absolute breakdown, and it was so much less work for me trying to explain it. Do you know what? I know, Mama, I know. I understand that, Gemma. I do. I understand that. I spent my life, up until probably 5 years ago, angry. I spent my time angry. Because to me, angry was equal protection. And so the best way to protect myself was to be angry all the time. You wouldn't necessarily think I was angry, but I would go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. I was never handsy, but I could snap on the turn of a coin. And that was my coping mechanism. My coping mechanism was, I'll get you before you get me. Yeah? Years of therapy, Lisa, and an ability to, I can't explain it very well without it sounding very, very odd, but I have a way of taking myself out of myself and looking at my behaviour and understanding why I've done what I've done, why I've responded that way, why I think that way. So for me, but it took a therapist to say, how long have you been angry for? Before I realised I'd been angry for about 40 years. 30 years, because it started when I was 9. But I'd been angry that whole time. I didn't understand that until it was asked. And I think part of having a really good therapist is having them ask you the right question. And it wasn't until that question that I was able to go, holy hell, who knew? And I had no idea what it was like to be just even keel, not ready to fight everybody. Because like I said, to me, I'll get you before you get me. So I was constantly ready. Constantly ready. It was so... yeah. I totally understand that. And that's what I want people to understand, that people with mental health conditions are often much more of a threat to themselves than they are to anyone else. You know, all this, that person must be crazy, that person's dangerous. No, not normally, only to themselves. So, you know, it's really important we understand that, and it's really important that we listen to those people who have these conditions and understand that they're navigating the world just the same as everybody else. That there are things that they might have to do, like not go to a fireworks night, because there's going to be sudden noises. So don't invite them, because they just feel bad because they can't go. Invite them to something else. Exactly that, Mr. Alex. Exactly that. It's very... You take care. Good luck tomorrow. I'm going to be checking in on you. But yeah, it's really important, I think, that people understand that you can help somebody by not inviting them somewhere, or saying, here's an example, right? I've got a wedding next year. My daughter is getting married. My husband is very... Yes, and you, love. My husband is... he had a stroke a couple of years ago, so his cognitive reasoning isn't very good. He, for reasons... Thank you, Lisa. He, for reasons that I won't go into, does not like my ex very much. So there's a very good possibility that he would launch at my ex. So for that reason, I said to my daughter, thank you ever so much for inviting both of us, but I shan't be bringing him. Hi, Helen. Because he'll get triggered, right? I told him that today, and he said, you did the right thing. Oh, you're very welcome, Lisa, honestly. Thank you, Helen. I said to her, he said, you absolutely did the right thing. So, and his mental health has taken a dip recently. So it's understanding that what's going to trigger him and put him in a bad place. It's better that he misses that than goes and it sends him into a spiral. So being able to adapt yourself, I don't mean change, I just mean, like, there are some people I would invite to a barbecue in my life and some people I wouldn't, because I know it wouldn't do them any good to be there. They wouldn't get anything out of being there. They'd just feel bad the whole time they were there, and then bad because they had to leave, or they'll feel bad because they were invited and can't come. And do you know what I mean? So there's ways of doing it. How do I cope with it? Have you seen my my TikToks, Lisa? Because that's how I cope with it. I also have extremely good friends who I rant away to. It's the barbecue. That's all right, Marita. Oh, it's great, isn't it? Or when you've been pushed into saying yes and then they cancel. Yes. That feeling they've cancelled. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it, Foxy? Yeah, Lisa, if you haven't... Oh, right, okay. Welcome to the Misfits. That's how I deal with them. That's how I deal with them, because I tried the ranting thing. Oh, yeah. I tried the ranting thing. I tried the talking to them thing. I tried the ignoring them thing. I tried it all. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Borderline. Oh, don't turn up at my house. You're not getting in. Yeah, no. New Year's Eve party. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, that's how I deal with it. At least I become quite sarcastic. Or, ask anyone in here, I'll have a rant. I'll quite happily sit here for half an hour, 45 minutes, and I will absolutely go to town on people's behaviour. And then after that, I'm very, very tired, but I feel a lot better. You lie, Flick. In fact, I think we had, was it Hungry Guy and Rick's to come in here the other night, and I just block them. My mods just block them. Because I'm not interested in a backwards and forward with you. I'm literally telling you what I think, and you have no response. Yeah. No, I don't want to hear a response. I'm not interested in what you're going to say to justify your behaviour. Excuse me. Seriously. If I've decided to rant, it's because there is no justification for your behaviour, and I certainly don't want to hear it. She didn't. Did she, Foxy? Oh, was it lucky I wasn't in there. Do you know what? I'm open to that, Borderline. I'm open to that. I would quite happily listen to people. Oh, God. I would have blocked her so quickly. They are quite, aren't they, Mary? Yeah. I have been told they're a little frightening for some people. The right people, I hope. And some of the stuff I've heard over the last 2 days, how I'm not ranting is a miracle. Not going to lie. Because some of it's been... The thing is, I think that... Oh, yeah. You take care, Mr. Alex. Yeah, you take care. Have a good one. Stay safe. I think, for me, I don't get personal. I try not to get personal. I try to call out the behaviour, not the person, which is very hard. It's very hard. Oh, bless you, Squeaky. It's not your fault, darling. If I'm ranting at people, it's because they've earned it, you know? Oh, bless you, Lisa. That one. I have it. I have it. Right by my bed. Yep. I can hand them out as needed. But I've had to, somebody I followed, who follows me, put up a post today, and it was, this street view. Oh, that's, all the fucks I have to give. Yeah? So I can hand them out if I need to. But they put up Street View today. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but this is what does my head in. I put them on Street View, and it was Sobriety Jack's area. Now, everybody knows my feeling about Sobriety Jack, but instantly I unfollowed and blocked that person, because as much as I like their content and as much as I think they are funny, I disagree with doxing. I don't care who it's done to. It's wrong. Right? And whatever Sobriety Jack has done, and there have been many things, and he deserves whatever karma's got in store for him, not doxing. Don't agree with it, never will. So that person, gone. If I see somebody, a follower, in a live, thank you, Mary. Oh, bless you, darling. Don't feel bad, Lisa. If I see somebody that follows me, and they're in a live, and they're making supportive comments to say Sobriety Jack or Delusive Angie, or they're encouraging bad behaviour, I go straight to their profile and I block them, because I don't want that person in my life. It's not the energy that I'm going for. My community is very important to me, and if they have the attitude of, oh, this is dead funny, when someone's being kicked off in a live, or being bullied in a live, and they find it funny, then you are not for me, thank you. And they're gone. The other thing I don't do is, I know a lot of hosts will say, well, I'm talking about them so they can come and have their say. No, we don't do that here. Sorry. We don't do that here. If I'm having my say about you, you crack on and have your say about me on your page. I'm not interested. I'm not engaging. This is not a two-way conversation. I don't respect you at all. Therefore, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. So we protect the space in here. If you are having genuine issues with somebody on this app and you are a misfit, and we believe that you are being targeted unfairly, we will block them. It's very, very simple. This is a safe space. Lots of people say it. We put it into practice. Okay? So, oh, Lisa, honestly, we do not tolerate bullying. It's one of, and I'm saying our, because my mods are my friends. It's our pet hate. We do not like it at all, and we won't have it. And we won't have certain creators, I say certain, I mean most creators in here, because not doing it. Yeah, exactly. We're not doing it. And a lot of the times we can be discussing topics that are making us feel vulnerable, right? Like I have tonight. It's made me feel a bit vulnerable, but I know the mods are watching everybody that comes in, and anybody that comes in that doesn't have good vibes, or they're gone. Thank you, Mama. You will also notice, can I please just say, I'm not going to bore you about the whole gift thing. You will notice that there's a big gift in there. Oh, bless your heart, Lisa. Thank you. Tartan, hi. There's a big gift in there. It's not because I'm expecting it. Okay? It's so I don't have to keep updating the goal. Can I just say? I always feel like I need to explain that because it always feels cheeky. It's not there because I think I'm going to get it. It's there because I think I'm not. So please don't think for a second when you look through the gift, my God, she actually expects me to bet. No, it's not. It's because I don't. Okay. Did I see you in, Lisa, did I see you in Gossip Girls live? Was that you in Gossip Girls? Thank you, Catherine. Nobody needs to, honestly. Thank you, Catherine. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah, I thought I had. Was that all right, though? Were you okay in there? Thank you, Jazza. Because you seemed okay in the... Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were okay. I don't often come into lives like that because I don't... Because I can get quite cross. But you seem to be okay. So I thought, right, okay, gonna leave her to it. Thank you, Tartan. I'll leave her to it, and she seems okay. It's all good. Oh, bless you. Bless you, Helen. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you, Gillian. Just Nana, yes. But hasn't she been blasted all over the FYP recently for having an opinion? Absolutely outrageous. Again, good evening, Claire. I try to stay away. Thank you, Claire, from the drama side. We don't like drama over here. We're quite, we've got enough drama going on our day to day. So, do you want, thank you, Gillian, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Does anybody want to come up and talk about any of their coping strategies, how they avoid triggers? Oh, bless you, Helen. Nobody needs to. Hey, Froggy, you're not late, darling. You're not late. I'm going to get a mod up first, Lisa, just so that anybody feels supported. So if I get mod up first, and then for the mods, if anyone else, if you can access multi-guest, and for anyone else, you can do timers. So can we do 5-minute timers for other people who aren't mods, please? And that way, as many people as possible can come up and say their stuff, if that's all right. I hope that made sense to any of you mods, FYI.
Good evening.
Evening. You all right, honey?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Talk away.
So I won't go into the ins and outs, but basically I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, bipolar affective disorder, complex PTSD, panic disorder, and anxiety when I was 20. And even though that was what they considered quite young, I'd actually been having symptoms back to being 11. I had my first attempt when I was 12. I was put under cams. They were pretty useless at the
They're
time.
great, aren't they?
Yeah, because I was in care. So their idea was, your mental health will fix if we fix the relationship between you and your parents. And that really wasn't. My mum now, she was diagnosed just before me. So she actually was diagnosed with BPD in the late 40s. No, early 40s. Oops. Mid-40s. No, 40s at some point. And actually it was her undiagnosed, unresolved BPD that caused a lot of the chaos and trauma in my life, because with BPD, if they just shove antidepressants at you on their own, they actually it actually aggravates it. It's better to have a combination of medications. So like for me, I'm supposed to be on a antidepressant, an antipsychotic, and a mood stabilizer. But I had 5 blood clots a few years ago, so I'm on blood thinners for life, and that they react with so many medications. The mood stabilizers I was on being one of them, and all SSRI antidepressants. So I'd been on sertraline for years, and it worked pretty well for me, but now can't take it because of the mood stabilizers. But yeah, so now looking back, they actually say as well, like most people that are diagnosed with BPD will start showing symptoms pre-teen, teenage years, because of it being trauma triggered. It just, obviously they don't diagnose you in those teenage years, and in those teenage years you're finding other unhealthy coping mechanisms that are not good for you at all. I struggled badly with drugs and alcohol and SH and just a lot of inward drama, and it was 9 times out of 10 it was inward. It also didn't help I was in a DV relationship from 17 to 21, which then just aggravated it all a little bit more, and he used it as a form of, oh, you're crazy, I can get you sectioned. I was sectioned 3 times before the age of 21. And one of the so I struggle, I know not all people with BPD struggle with this, but I struggle with auditory hallucinations. So it's hearing things that aren't there. And mine mainly is thinking people are talking bad about me. Like if I'm just on a different room and I'm having I'll be so convinced that people are having a bad word to say against me, and struggling with intrusive thoughts. A good technique that I was taught was to ask yourself, is it helpful? Is it true? And did you really hear it? They're the 3 most important things for intrusive thoughts, especially with the auditory hallucinations. But yeah, so I stick by the main 2 a lot of, is it true and is it helpful to me, before acting on it now. Obviously that was not the case when I was a teenager, and having my daughter saved me. And I almost feel I was lucky to be diagnosed before I had her, because like I said, with my mum, she wasn't diagnosed until all 3 of us children had been taken into care for all different levels of neglect and kind of her not safeguarding herself or us. So yeah, it was, and there's a really good technique as well for if you're overwhelmed called grounding, and it's, I don't know if I've got enough time to say it. It's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. So I was trying to look at the picture again.
It's alright.
I don't know if I can get it up as a green screen rather than trying to. 1 second.
While I'm waiting, I should say I'm going to put numbers up. Don't worry, Foxy, because you'll be staying up anyway.
But yeah, so grounding is 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear. I may get this completely muddled. 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. It's all about occupying your mind with something else. Of like, it's helpful in panic attacks. To like, I had it when I was stuck in a lift, like, and obviously it was not great, like I couldn't 100% do it in there, but you think about it, it's just kind of trying to distract yourself. There's also a really good app called Calm Harm, which is specifically for SH and giving you a distraction and somewhere you can go if you're having those feelings as well. Yeah, that's right, Flick, distracting your senses. It's really good. I don't do well in public or I have to have my headphones at all times, or I'm in the WhatsApp group completely freaking out. Normally Catherine's talking me down just to go and do the food shop, which is
No, I totally understand. For the mods that are in the chat, if you see someone that is requesting, get them up and we'll do the 5 minutes and then get them down and then get them up again, get someone else up, just so that we can get through as many people as possible. Because I want everybody to be able to speak if they want to speak.
Not yet, no.
Good evening.
Hi, player.
You all right?
Evening.
Anti-die? No, not speaking. Hi, Lisa. You all right, darling?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
Now
you go
you
for
sign
it.
into these BBC iPlayer, and it's really
see,
quick
I've
and
had-
easy to do.
Okay.
All you need to get started is your smartphone, tablet.
Have you got to
or
do this on
computer.
all the others as well?
What's that?
Now this
There you go. Carry on.
Oh God, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. See, the thing is, with BPD, it's now the now term is a lot of psychiatrists and obviously psychiatric nurses use is EUPD and
Yeah, emotionally unstable.
because it's more of a because there have been times where bipolar and BPD have been like they've been what's the word? Misdiagnosed with one when they got the other. I mean, it's really intensive, like now to be diagnosed with BPD, even though it seems to be a trend, but I don't know why you want it to have it, but there you go. But anyway, from my experiences, I've got two lives that I can speak of with BPD. I've got the life of no SH, no alcohol, no drugs, just struggled with my, panic attacks and had obsessions and intrusive thoughts. Had my struggles through that time, but had a few episodes of where I had psychotic. Yes, is it psychotic? Psychosis. But they didn't last very long. And then I had my daughter, and I had for the first 5 years of my daughter's life. I had two boys before that, but they were like 13 years older. And I was really stable. And then 2020, my mum passed away in the January. We had lockdown, and then my partner died of sudden adult death syndrome in the July. And within the next few years, I just had breakdown after breakdown until it became to the point where I shouldn't be here, but I'm lucky to be here. I was in hospital for about 2 months in a psychiatric unit, where I got diagnosed with. I always had the EUPD from being about 20, and I had complex PTSD as well. That was properly diagnosed after I lost my husband. And then I got diagnosed when I was in hospital with mixed anxiety depressive disorder and something else. It's actually like a major mood disorder, but I can't pronounce the word. It's something like I can't even say it. But it's a depressive disorder. But I do DBT therapy, and I've been doing it for 6 months, which is dialectical behaviour therapy, and they are trying to widen their of who they give it to, because at the moment it's about keeping someone alive. So people that do, constant, overdose and, attempts, it's, because with EUPD, you run on emotion, and we may not mean to do like unalive ourselves at that time, but we may, do something in a whatever, yeah. So it's about having these skills like the dive technique, the tip skill, temperature control. So if you're in like your distress tolerance. So if you're like, you want to go to that behavior, you need to try and stop, and then you've got to take a step back, feel where you're feeling that in your body, where you're feeling the sensation of like, you'll get in your body, you'll get certain places, you'll start feeling the anger or the fear, or and then it says, so observe what you're feeling. So you talk to yourself about it, and then you proceed mindfully. And then you could do like cold water, like freezing cold water, put your face in it for 30 seconds. And that shocks your body. Your heart rate goes.
I've seen that.
Yeah, your heart rate goes slow, like you're diving. I'm talking really fast because I've got like not too much time. The other one is a body scan. Mindfulness every day is brilliant. So basically, you do I've got a cope ahead. So you do like it's a script of everything that if you want to go out, you've got to cope. So you do your mantra, like mine's a song, my body scan for 5 minutes. So I sort of like relax the body and see what my body's feeling like. And just lie there, and then or you could touch the floor is another good one for grounding. What's the other one? Freezing cold water on the forehead or the back of the neck or the wrists, like ice. That's another good. There are so many, but I haven't got the time.
Wow, that's brilliant. So if anybody wants to reach out to you, can I say that?
I've literally got all the paperwork, because the modules are for DBT are mindfulness, interpersonal effectiveness, which is about like life building skills with relationships, how to approach like a meeting that because obviously we're scared to go into meetings and stuff, so we need to know how to word things, but be confident, but not abrupt, but assertive, but calm. And then you've got distress tolerance, which is for the target behavior. We're not allowed to use any of the terms in therapy. When you're in therapy, you're not allowed to use any words. You've got to use target behaviors. Yeah, and so distress tolerance, mindfulness, interpersonal effectiveness, and emotional regulation.
Well, if anyone isn't following Lisa, now would be a good time to follow Lisa, I would suggest. As ever, my DMs are open. I will certainly steer you in the right direction. I don't have an awful lot of... Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going to say, but everyone's different. Like, this is my experience. So I can't speak for other people. What will work for someone else might work. It's like I said, we're not all the same. We don't...
No, of course not.
I mean, like I've done both sides of the coin. I've done without any of the target behaviours. And then when I lost my partner, and then something else happened to me, which I'm not really comfortable going into.
It's fine. Absolutely.
But I just want to help people, and I want people to realise that it's not a life sentence like it used to be when I was 20 years old and 45.
Exactly.
Exactly that. You can come out, and the name is just stupid name, really.
Just letters.
Yeah, it's just letters. But I put it in my name because I want people to feel comfortable in their skin. I hate the name, but I want people to be like, I can get help. It's not a life sentence. We can get through this. And, every day's a new day. You might have a bit of a down day, but you just get up and try again.
Absolutely. Well said, my love. Well said. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
I appreciate you coming and sharing. It takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Well, thank you for letting me up.
Oh, God, you're very welcome, sweet. Very welcome. Thank you, honey.
Shall I go down now? Shall I in the comments?
Yeah, if that's all right. And then if we can get people up. Thank you, my love.
Right,
just
bye.
building off of something that Lisa just said, one of my main points that I forgot to say was that there are 9 main symptoms of BPD, but there are also, so far they found 45 different combinations, which 100% goes to prove that not everybody with BPD will look exactly the same. It affects people differently. It's triggered by different things, and that also with the coping mechanisms. Another one that I was taught whilst I was in as a psychiatric inpatient was lemon sherbets. If you suck a lemon sherbet until it like pops in your mouth and then you get the burst of sourness, apparently that's really good for kind of grounding you.
Do you know who I saw doing the facing cold water? And now I understand what I've seen, which makes so much sense. Councillor State Queen. She was documenting one of her really bad days, and she had her face, she kept taking her face in and out of, she'd hold it for 30, and she did it 2 or 3 times, and at the time I thought, what on earth is she doing? Now I get it. Now I get it. So yeah, that's fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. I love that there are so many different ways of dealing with stuff, and that any of these diagnoses doesn't mean you're broken to the point of being unfixable. That's not what this is. This is, you know what, you deal with things a different way. You have to find different ways of dealing with things, but you're not on your own. Because I think a lot of these diagnoses can leave you feeling isolated. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to do this live, was to show people that you're not alone at all. So many of us, I can come out and look really confident, trust me, on a bad day, unrecognisable from the person you see right now. Yeah? So you're not alone. Anyone else want to speak? Just unmute yourselves.
Hello, darlings.
Hello, sweetie. You all right?
First of all, yeah, let me apologise for not realising I was already live.
That's all right. I muted you.
um,
I muted you. You're all right.
yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Mine is I had bipolar. Not realising it was running the family, like it does.
Yeah.
And to various degrees. Mine was set on by a back injury and being laid up for years.
Wow.
But what I want to try and put out is not just for bipolar. And for those who don't know, bipolar used to be called manic depression.
I did not know that.
Okay, yeah, everybody used to say, didn't they, they're manic depressive. That's now what bipolar is. But some of my coping mechanisms could go to any condition, even sad or just feeling fed up, okay? But never run out of shampoo or shower gel. Yeah? You get in the shower, because sometimes getting up and getting in a shower is massive. Absolutely a massive achievement. But the worst thing you can do is get in there, because it's been massive to get in that shower, and run out of shampoo or shower gel. Because all you're going to do is get back in bed and go back 3 days.
Yeah.
Don't run out of real necessities that make you feel better, whether it be if you use hairspray, if you use a special face cream that you only put on once a week. Just try when you're on good days to make sure you have these special necessities with you. Whether it be your favourite tea. Because especially if you're on your own, it's not easy then to get out and get those things. But it might be that's the thing that picks you up to get you through the next 3 hours.
That's really good advice. I'd never thought of that.
And also going on the 3 hour things, if you get up and you get a good 3 hours, you've done amazing.
Yeah.
You've done absolutely amazing. If you get up and you do half an hour before you're under a quilt, under a blanket, wrapped up in a big jumper, you've done amazing, because you did half an hour. If you don't get out your bed, that's okay as well, because that's what you need on that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's really important that you don't think, you know, the washing up, a sit there. You can do that when you're feeling up to it.
Yeah.
But if it don't get done, as long as it's not causing a health hazard to you or anyone else, it's fine. You know?
Absolutely.
It's just the small little things. Don't stress about the small little things. You know, because we do. It's not the major
Absolutely, we
things.
do.
It's
Yeah.
not the major things in life that we stress about. It's the silly little things.
Yeah.
One of the big things I remember going back to dreadful 5 years ago, when COVID hit, and all you kept hearing was people couldn't cope, they were stuck in, they couldn't go anywhere, they couldn't do this. I just said, welcome to my world. And I'm sure everyone listening here, with any situation, any letters before the name, will say exactly the same. Oh, this is my normal world. Getting up and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're all amazing as we are. And
Absolutely.
what that lovely lady who was on before, Lisa, said, we can get help, we can get better. But it is a yo-yo. It is a yo-yo. Just because you're on a road to recovery this week doesn't mean you're going to be there next week.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And that's okay.
And that is
That's
absolutely
absolutely fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's absolutely okay for anybody to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, if just think, well, I had some good days. Now I'm having some bad days. You see, with bipolar, one of the things with bipolar, you can hit real lows. You know, the desperate, really at the bottom. But within an hour, you can be so high, you not on anything, but just high in your emotions.
Yeah.
That, I mean, mine could never get it, that I was down, I was sad, I was thing. And the next minute I'd be stood on a chair cleaning the mirror in the lounge 4 times because there was a tiny little dot on there. I might not touch that mirror for 4 weeks, you know. And then one day I'm just up and down. So, you know, but that's also okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And please find somebody you can talk to. Just, it doesn't have to be anybody you know. It doesn't have to be a counsellor.
Sometimes a stranger is better.
Sometimes, and you know what? 9 times out of 10, a stranger is better.
Yeah.
And if you've been offered counselling or you've had counselling or whatever and that hasn't worked, and you get a chance to try somebody else, please do.
Yeah.
Please do, because we don't all like the same doctors. We don't all like the same people. We don't all like the same coffee maker. We don't like the same coffee shop. So we don't necessarily gel with the same
What
people.
I would say as well is don't give up on yourself, because
No.
there is somebody out there that's not going to give up on you.
Yeah.
So don't be the one to give up on yourself either.
I hope
Bless
I
you,
didn't.
Di. Thank you so much.
No, you're more than welcome.
No, that's really helpful. That's
all
really
of you,
helpful.
just remember, you are so important.
Yeah.
Okay? Love you all.
Absolutely.
I'm going to drop, babe.
All right, sweetie. You take care.
And thank you for the thingies.
No worries. We usually have to kick Di out because she doesn't know what she's doing. Bless her. Who's next?
I'll go next. Hi.
Go for it.
I do apologise if I sound a bit out of it. I'm on painkillers because I managed to pull a muscle in my leg somehow.
Ouch.
I don't know how. But yeah, I mean, my journey started from a very, very young age. My mum had an accident when I was 6, which left her paralysed, which I was a witness to. She passed away when I was 15. I then lost, in quick succession, my granddad and my uncle. 10 years after my mum passed away. They actually raised me, so it was like losing my mum and both my dads.
Double
I was
whammy.
in
Yeah.
2 abusive relationships. But I finally got diagnosed just before I had my son, actually, with CPTSD. The doctor explained to me it was from a combination of not being able to process one trauma after the other, because they were literally, boom, 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 one after the other. I was put on sertraline, the famous drug, which I did find helped. I mean, I've been up as high as 200 milligram. I've now managed to wean myself down to 150. The next stage is down to 100 and then hopefully 50, but we'll see. As others have said in the chat, my triggers are people standing behind me or blocking an exit. So that fight or flight, I feel like I need to escape. I need to be able to get out. If I'm at work, I might find that just going walking around the car park gives me, that human-free environment that I need to decompress. Yeah. But if someone's blocking that exit, I will do anything, including go through them, just to get out the room. I have found an absolutely amazing guy in my life. We've been together 9 years, and he's actually taken my son on as his own. And one of the best things about him is I don't know if anybody else feels this, but I don't always see when I'm slipping. I don't see it in myself. No. And he will often say to me, "Are you okay? I'm here if you need to talk." Or sometimes he'll just say to me, "I've made you an appointment with the doctors. I think you need to go." And it's that bluntness of like, "Oh, is something really that wrong that I've missed?" When I go back to the doctors and they'll say to me, "Have you been dropping your tablets?" "Yes, I have." And they'll say to me, "Oh, we need to increase." But one of my coping mechanisms is actually a bit strange.
Strange is good. We're all misfits in here.
I find I'll actually go and shut myself in the car. I will then stick something like on AC/DC, anything heavy metal, rock and roll, and depending on what sort of time I'm having, I will either just scream and use the music to block out, or I will shout along to the music, anything to get that anger, that frustration, that emotion just out. And I find it really helps just to get, that out. My son, who's 10, is actually autistic, and I've taught him what I call dancing it out, that I learnt from Grey's Anatomy, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And that again, I say to him, you want to put your angriest music on, doesn't matter what you class as angry music, could be Mozart, but put your angriest music on and just dance like nobody's watching, and if it's just jumping up and down, waving your arms around, you just got to basically exhaust yourself until you just collapse in a heap and go from there.
Yeah. I love that. That's what I do. I drive. I stick music on as loudly as I can bear and I drive. That's my coping. So yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, I find driving relaxes me as well. And if my son's having a meltdown, quite often, doesn't matter, 10, 11 o'clock at night, I'll say to him, "Come on then, get a jumper on, we'll get in the car, go for a drive." And you can guarantee by the end of 20-minute drive, he's either asleep, which I'm praying for, or he's begging for a McDonald's, one of the two. And then I know it's
either's
better.
Good. Yeah, either's good. Either works.
It is.
Oh, bless you, darling.
But
you've been through a lot, my love.
Yeah, it's not easy sometimes, but and so we've got people around us that do care, and obviously, if any guys want to message me or anything, I'm always here to help.
Bless you, darling. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I wanted this to be. I wanted this to be a making connections for people, you know?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that people didn't feel alone, because I think that's one of the things most mental health conditions can make you feel is alone. And we're not. We're not alone, but it can feel that way.
It can feel lonely, and I've found Samaritans are a really big help as well.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, wasn't it? Before there'll be numbers going up on my profile after this live, for all sorts of different helplines if anyone's struggling to find somewhere to contact. And they're not all talking ones, there's texting ones as well. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I hate speaking to people on the phone.
I can say one thing as well. I did find an app really helpful during my worst time. It was called 7 Cups, and it's an app. It gives you little things. So things like, day 1, get up, make a cup of tea. That is just your task for the day. Number 2, get up, make yourself a cup of tea, open the curtains. That's your task number 2. So it gets you out, but very small steps, baby steps. Yeah. And there's also people on there they're trained therapists, and they will sit and message you and check in with you and just basically make sure everything's all right. But yeah, it's called 7 Cups.
I like that.
And it is an
7
app.
Cups. Okay.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll link it to you.
Yeah, please, and I'll pop it up on my page. That's brilliant. Thank you.
No worries. I'll pop down now so Mama Yoda can have a chat.
I'm excited now, Mama Yoda. Wow. Yeah, thank you, Gemma. Bless your heart. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Joe.
You all right?
Not too bad, thanks. I'm not going to take too much time up. I just want to let guys know I suffer with severe anxiety and depression. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but
That's
basically all I've just jumped up for is, I know some people will speak out, but there are others out there that, like you said numerous times, feel they're alone. There is still a lot of stigma associated with mental health, so people are afraid to reach out. But please, guys, don't suffer alone. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I do work in a hospital with older adults with mental health problems, and the amount we have in, and they don't think there's a way out. They're never going to get better. We do, there is a way out, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not saying it's going to be an overnight recovery. It's going to take time, but it's like we've said as well, there's only so much other people can do. You do have to help yourself along with your recovery. Yes, I know on your bad days it's hard. I've been there. It's only been, I'd say, 4 weeks ago. I am lucky to be here.
Oh, I'm very glad you are.
Because I was all set, and it was just stupid reasons that kept me here. 1, I couldn't find my car keys, and 2, I couldn't find, and this is the most stupidest, weirdest reason on this planet, even to myself now, but at the time it's because I couldn't find any clean underwear.
Oh, bless your heart.
And
Well, I'm very glad.
I didn't want to be found without clean underwear on. And then, like, when after, especially now when I think about it, I think, oh, you silly bugger, well, it wouldn't have made any difference, would it, if your car was wrapped round a tree? But
Doesn't matter. The universe decided not today. Not today.
you just don't think logical. But, like say, please reach out. There are so
Always.
many people out there now that you can get the help. Like say, I work in mental health, so I'm there if you need any help or advice. And
Bless your heart.
if I can't answer a question you ask, I'll do my best, to find answers for you if I can.
God bless you.
So, but yeah.
I'm so glad you're here, honestly. You're not allowed to go anywhere.
Luckily, those thoughts have gone.
Good, because you're a misfit now. You know that, don't you?
Yes. I am struggling at the minute, but that's more so because my mum's not long been diagnosed with vascular dementia as well.
Oh, bless your heart, darling.
And she's going downhill so quick.
Yeah.
So,
my grandpa had that. Yeah, I feel you. Well, likewise, I'm here if you need anything, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Make sure I'm following you.
Yeah, you need anything, just DM me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But
Well, I followed you back.
Please talk. Right then, thanks, Joe. I'll drop
You take care, okay?
I will. Thank you for listening, guys.
You're very welcome, sweetie. Please can we pop Mama Yoda a follow? Much appreciated. Bless your heart. I don't care what kept you here. A lack of clean underwear works for me. Okay? Go nowhere. Evening.
Hello, how are you?
You alright? I'm good, how are you?
Much better now I've had my chips and my chip butty and my Ben & Jerry's. I'm fine now.
Good. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, I was feeling a bit delicate because my mum's gone to her partner's mum's wedding today in Gretna Green.
Yeah.
And the last few days she's been quite concerned because my mood has kind of fallen off quite dramatically.
Okay.
And she phoned me just after I came off speaking to you earlier. And I thought, this is the 15th time today she's called me. And I said to her, why do you keep ringing? What's wrong? And she went, oh, I'm just checking in. I said, checking in is 3 times a day, maybe? You're being a bit overzealous. What's wrong? And she said, you did something this morning before I left that put the fear of God into me. And I went, what was that? And she went, it's nearly 23 degrees outside and you have your hoodie on. And I went, right. Because I only ever wear t-shirts. When I'm in a particular frame of mind, I put a hoodie on with my hood up so I can't be seen.
Yeah.
And the last time I wore that hoodie was about 2.5 years ago. And it was just after I'd lost my bus licence, I lost my job, my home, my partner, and my car in the space of a month.
Oh, dear God. Right.
And to not trigger anybody, you can imagine where that went.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put that hoodie on, and the only reason I put it on is because I was gasping to have a cig, and I needed to get down the stairs to give Mum and Andy a hug before they left.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed the first thing, put it on, and I didn't even think about it. And I just ran downstairs to give her a hug because there was no way I was going outside.
Yeah.
And she went, right, I'll call you in a bit. 10 minutes later, she was calling me to check I was okay. And I just think, have I conditioned that woman to worry about me that much that if I put on an item of clothing, she goes into panic mode?
No. What that is that's your mum being a mum. Trust me, I have 6. Okay? All adults. I know them all very well. And there are certain things they will do that will trigger me into worrying about them that they don't understand they've done. It's a mum thing. So don't blame yourself, okay?
Yeah, it's just, it wasn't even intentional, and I just worried that because the last time I wore that hoodie, it associates with something else that happened, and I just don't want to panic her.
Yeah, don't listen. I don't hear from my son for 2 days. I'm panicking, right? He's 28 nearly. So, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Honestly, it's parental. It's a parental thing. We worry about you more as you get older, not less. I don't know who said, oh, you don't have to worry about them as much when they're adults. No, that's not true. Because we don't know where you are. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know whether you've had your breakfast. We don't know if you've got a sniffle. We don't know anything. So trust me.
I mean, obviously, I understand since my diagnosis of having a brain tumour and all that sort of stuff, since then she has gone into full mama bear mode, which I understand she's trying to protect me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But when I was throwing coaches down the M1 and around Birmingham city centre, she hardly ever rang me.
Yeah, because
And I was doing a quite dangerous job.
But because she can't look after you. But if it's very hard to explain. If we worry about our kids all the time, okay? All the time. However, if it's a problem where we can look after you and help, that's when we go into overdrive. So you throwing a bus down the M1 is something she can't control. So she has to trust that she can trust you. When it's something out of your control and you're not very well, we all go into mama bear mode. And this is how we become overbearing and unbearable, actually, a lot of us. But that's what that is. So, yeah, it's perfectly normal. And I hate that word, but it's perfectly normal, honestly. Nothing you've done. It's literally
it's my neurosis.
being a parent.
It's just me being neurotic, I think.
Yeah, but it's do you know, I think that's one of the worst things about having mental health as such. The last thing we want to be is a burden on people. And I think if we feel for a millisecond we're burdening someone else, or we're affecting their life, or they're thinking about us too much, or we beat ourselves up because of that as well. We can't win, but trust me, your mum is mumming.
Oh, yeah, she left me a note when I came back into the house. Microchips are in the fridge, the sub rolls are in the freezer, you just need to defrost them and you're sorted.
Yeah. Listen, I do that with my husband. And he's older than me. Do you know what I mean? His meals are out. Here's what you're having on this day and this day. Here's how you got to cook it. Yeah, don't worry. It's all
everything's
good.
when it comes to me, I'm not allowed to cook anything because I have essential tremor disorder. I can flip a frying pan, no problem, but if I'm trying to cook and trying to move it to a plate, there's going to be fried eggs, bacon, sausages everywhere all over the kitchen.
Eat it out the frying pan would be my recommendation. Yeah. No, my husband had a stroke and he's balance. Wow. You've never seen somebody who's got balance be so unbalanced. And I can fall over on a flat floor, but I look positively stable compared to him. So yeah, totally, I'm there with you, honestly. But yeah, your mum's mumming. Please don't worry. And you're not a burden. Okay?
Apparently the other day we were having a proper sit-down chat, because we do it every now and again, we have a proper sit-down chat. And she said, so, because obviously I can't work, and she said, have you thought about any hobbies? And I just went, yep, I'm going to become a permanent liability and a permanent burden to you. And she just went, yeah, I can welcome that, that's fine.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
So,
do you know what mine is? Going on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm getting back into it now. I'm getting back into it now.
Good. Well, I'm following you, so you've got to do something to entertain me.
Well, just next weekend I'm going to a car show. Next weekend I'm going to a car show down in Warwickshire with my emotional support human.
Excellent.
And we've got plans for loads of TikToks that are going to be me basically taking the mick out of the fact that I'm in a wheelchair.
Love it. That's my sense of humour all over.
Because my sister pointed out, you are the most politically incorrect person in a wheelchair.
That's what we love over here. Why do you think we're called misfits?
Exactly.
There you go.
Yep, my pronouns are nightmare.
Yes. And mine are awesome and amazing, but
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right, I'm going to drop down, my love, and let somebody else come and speak.
All right. You take it easy, okay?
And I just want to say before I go, thank you to the algorithm gods for helping me find you.
I always think if you found us, you were meant to.
Yep, I fully believe 100%.
100%. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you found us as well. You take care,
Take care, everyone. Much love and hugs.
Honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, just quickly while there's no one else in the box, my brain thought of another thing. Well, I'm sorry to everybody.
Go for it.
If another thing I was taught is if you are struggling with SH, and it doesn't work for everyone, I'm not saying it's a rubber band to ping on your wrist when you're having those certain urges. So you get the release of the pain, but it's not super dangerous.
Yeah.
And also they say sometimes you can get a red felt tip and draw a line where you're pinging as well, so it's almost like a visual kind of show it. Sorry, it's probably not making much sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
In my brain it makes sense, and I'm like, did it make sense talking? Because I struggle, because I also have to try and differentiate my episodes as well as what is a bipolar episode and what is a BPD episode, because even though they have many overlapping symptoms, they're quite different.
Yeah. I
So
thought of that.
so for me, with my BPD, I can go for a range of emotions in minutes, seconds, minutes. It can all just flip. Whereas the bipolar ones seem to be more long term. I'll have a couple of weeks of a depressive episode, a couple of weeks of a manic episode. Another major thing, so impulsiveness with BPD, it can be mine is spending. It used to be rugs and alcohol and other dangerous things. Mine is now spending, to a point that I have to be so militant with my budget. I have to account for every penny, because otherwise I think, oh, that's spare, we'll just throw that away on whatever I'm thinking of at the time. And it can, some people it's sexual activity and particularly dangerous sexual activity. Not protecting yourself in situations, getting yourself into situations with alcohol and drugs that are quite kind of and a lot of mine comes from, because I grew up with someone with, so my nan is bipolar. She was originally diagnosed as manic depressive, and then obviously over the years that got changed to bipolar. And my mum is BPD, so I've just kind of got the best of both. I've ended up with
lucky woman.
So greedy. So greedy.
Never say you weren't given anything.
I know. I'm just like, right, thanks for my inheritance, guys.
Yeah. Oh,
It
bless
is
you.
a very big learning curve. And as I was saying, like, so another thing that happens in BPD is something called splitting. And you literally will split on your, so they have a thing in BPD, not everybody has it, but called a favourite person. And your favourite, it's not always a partner, it can be a friend or a family member, it's just who you feel is the most important person to you. But when you split on that person, it is very, very bad. And you do say things that are completely out of order. But it's the learning accountability for yourself to come back after and say, I'm sorry, I should not have said that. Like, that was not acceptable. It's checking your own behaviour. It's something I've got slightly better at over the years. I'm a work in progress.
Aren't we all, love? We all are.
So, like, one example was me and my husband were having a really bad argument when I was pregnant with the twins. And just out of nowhere, don't even know, like, it wasn't even in my head, it just came out of my, they're not yours. They're not your children. You're not their, I still to this day don't know what possessed me to say it, because it was very much not true. And it obviously escalated the argument way further. But I had to come back and say, I'm really sorry. Like, that was not acceptable. That wasn't okay to say. And so as much as mental health isn't an excuse, I can understand you sometimes saying things that aren't. But
That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
It's accepting the responsibility to come back. Sorry, one second.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I completely understand that.
Sorry.
It's for me. Carry on.
Then.
That's all right.
And another thing as well is that when you have these diagnoses, you're also obviously open to. Seb, please, come on, bud. Sorry. You are. You're. Sorry. He's giving us a music show as he's toddling back off the bed. You can be open to many more other conditions such as postnatal depression as well. Like, it can, when there's already a pre-existing mental health condition there, it can, I mean, I ended up with postpartum psychosis after the twins, which was incredibly scary.
Yeah, I bet.
To the point it was not good at all. I mean,
no.
I had my twins in the middle of COVID, which obviously didn't help. And they were premature, and my son had 2 holes in his heart. And in my head, because they told me in the scans that his heart was perfectly healthy, I was like, you've swapped my healthy baby for a sick baby. You've given me this sick baby. I don't know where he's come from. I tried to leave him at the never anything dangerous, but I was trying to order DNA kits, and trying to say to the hospital, no, you have to take him back. That's not my child. And it was horrendous. And like, I just lost complete sight of what was actually real and not real anymore. And I then developed agoraphobia a little bit as well, because he was sick and COVID was happening, and that it was outside dangers, and I felt like I was the only person who could keep him safe, even to my husband, who I knew was also there to keep him safe. To me, I was his mum. It was only when I wasn't thinking he wasn't mine. I was the only person who could. And I mean, when he was sick, waiting for his surgery, he was on medication 11 times a day. And I would force myself to stay awake to make sure I was there for every medication. Even if my husband had got up to do a medication, I was there to make sure that I was up for medications. He was tube fed for a year as well, which obviously presents its own things. And so when I was diagnosed with the BPD, they try and pinpoint a trauma. Like, they try and look for a trauma that may have triggered what caused you to develop the condition. And they basically said that they couldn't pinpoint one. My childhood was so chaotic and packed full of of traumatic, horrendous, chaotic situations that they couldn't, which is why the diagnosis of the complex PTSD came, because there was just so much, and between being an adult and a child, I'd suffered every type of abuse that you could think of. It literally, to the point, it's almost like it isn't real, like a soap has less dramas than my life at this point. Especially when you've got someone who is then using your mental health against you, because my last attempt was 10 years ago. Literally 10 years ago, I was finding out that I was pregnant whilst being an inpatient, which I'm hoping is a story she never asked where I was when I found out I was pregnant with her. But yeah, so I went in and they were preparing me for a 6-month section, and I said, oh, like my periods have been a bit iffy and all over the place, and I don't really know what's going on. And they said, oh, well, you're probably not, but we'll just do a quick test. Oh, Dazza, thank you. You don't need to do that. Don't make me cry. That is not allowed. Yeah, they said, oh, we'll do a quick pregnancy test because you're probably not, but we'll just rule it out. And I was. And they said, off you go. We can't have you here anymore. And I said, sorry, what? And they were like, you're an insurance risk now. You can't be here.
Correct.
Go home. And I was like, that's not good support.
No, but you are a liability.
Yeah, I was very newly diagnosed. I obviously, and we have since found out, me and pregnancy do not mix. The hormones and just the whole thing of it, I have really bad episodes, because that's also how I found out I was pregnant I wasn't an inpatient this time, but I was really bad. I'd had a really bad episode. And I said, oh, it's really funny. Last time I felt like this, I was pregnant. And we said, oh, we'll go off and do a test like you do. And that's how I got my twins. I'm an insurance liability to everybody. I'm accident prone to the max. Like, my sense of balance and spatial awareness is horrendous. But yeah, and it's so damaging to see people spread the misinformation that they do.
Believe me, I've got words for that in a minute.
In the media, like I said, I was on sertraline for years, and the first 6 weeks I was on it, I felt horrendous. I literally wanted to not be here. And that is something that will always baffle me, how an antidepressant can have a warning that if it's used for under 25s, it can make you feel more like that. How is that a thing? And the media, there's films that the two main ones that I use as the examples that I absolutely do not like are Fatal Attraction and Girl Interrupted, because they paint very, very bad images. And yeah, that was my point, Dazza. That makes sense. Antidepressants may cause you to want to not be here anymore. Yeah, so it's, and the thing is with mental health conditions and trying medications, it's all trial and error. It's not one size fits all. It's not kind of inclusive almost. It's very personal, and you have to work. I spent years kind of I spent a lot of time angry and confused at the world, and I grew up in an environment where it wasn't safe for me to have emotions as a child, or to show emotions, or to be deemed weak. So it's very kind of, it's almost like that can I say that? That boom inside.
Yes.
That boom inside of you. It just goes, oh my gosh, I can't take one more thing this week. Yeah. And sometimes it can be something as silly as stepping in a yogurt that the kids have dropped on the floor. It can, like I said earlier in the chat, the times that I've sat on my kitchen floor and cried my eyes out because a meal I've tried to cook doesn't look exactly right, or I've caught it a little bit and it's maybe a little bit, but that's I don't know why that's such a big thing to me. Another anxiety I have is that I have to keep my fridge freezer cupboard stocked. I have to have at least 4 of everything at one time because I'm so scared of the kids going hungry.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, so, which, to be honest, most people look and think, why are you obsessively buying noodles and beans and tin stuff and pasta? And I'm like, because I need it for my own sanity, which, yeah, it's a lot. It's just, it's one of those things that it's something I can control to make sure that my kids are safe and never are affected, like, by certain things that I was affected as a child.
Yeah, I totally get it, sweet. Well, I am about to have a mini rant now, just to round it off. Hi, Teresa. So, if it's all right, if you could disconnect, that'd be great. And then I have a couple of things I need to say, which has brought me, yeah, it's just can we take me off the Billy No Mates, please? Yeah, it's, how can I put this? Right, so, attractive. Oh, God, no. Thank you. So I heard a certain Hetty today say that they felt absolutely marvellous, and it says so on the NHS website that you can feel the effects in the first week, right? Which is fine. It does indeed say that, right? What you need to caveat that with, Hetty, is not everyone's going to feel this way. So let's just assume that the world is turning anti-clockwise and you're actually telling the truth. You need to caveat what you're saying with, not everybody is going to feel as fabulous as I do in the first week. So hang in there, keep taking the tablets, and that's what you're not doing. Do you understand? So for all that you say, well, I'm only 21. No, you're 21. There's no only. You're 21. If you're capable of reading the NHS website, you're capable of quantifying the information that it's giving you, right? Yes, you can get dilated pupils from taking sertraline. It's rare, and it's also on higher doses. So if you're going to say something, don't say it like it's a fact. Because my concern is someone's going to be prescribed that medication and think it works in 7 days. And that is not the case for most people, right? Your body, it goes into your body, and then your body has to learn how to work with the medication. Do you understand? So that's what takes the time. That's why your dose gets adjusted. Okay? So if you're going to say something, do not present it as fact. It may well be a fact for you, Elphaba, but it's not a fact for everybody else. So please caveat the information that you are putting out there as this is how it's made me feel. That won't necessarily be the case for everyone else. Okay, I told you, if you put information out and you're not doing it in a responsible manner, this old woman is going to be right behind you, putting the correct information out there. And I have unblocked you so that you can see this. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad that you are eating fruit. Do you know what? Nothing makes me happier to think that you're becoming a better person because you've sought help, okay? Just please understand that whatever you're feeling is not going to be the same for everyone. As much as your mental health is different, so is the solution. It's going to have a different effect on different people. So would you please, for the love of everything, caveat what you're saying. Put a disclaimer on it, right? Before you cause somebody to stop taking tablets after 7 days because they don't feel amazing. The other thing that you're doing, and you're not alone in this, Alphaba, a lot of people are doing this currently. Those of us who suffer with our mental health, do not come on this app and say the most horrendous things to other people and then blame it because we were having a bad mental health day or because we've got X, Y, and Z wrong with us. Poor mental health is not an excuse for disgusting behaviour. Do you understand? Thank you, Barbara. Right? Hiya, sweetheart. It's not an excuse. It can be a reason in terms of it can be uncontrollable. Thank you, Paula. Right? But when it comes to sitting on an app, thank you, Barbara, and saying the worst things to people you don't know, by the way, so people whose history you have no idea about, or lying by telling everybody that your mum had the big C when she didn't. Don't use poor mental health as an excuse for your bad behaviour, because you tar the rest of the community who are genuinely trying to make their little bit of the world a better place, who are genuinely trying to reach people and support people. You paint us with the same brush. You are the reason that people with PTSD, with any one of a number of mental health conditions, are made to look bad because of people like you.